Sradhanjali.
Hello, sir. Hello. Good evening. Good evening to all.
We will wait for 5 minutes.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Let the people join. So then after we can start. Okay.
Sure.
तुला काय पाहिजे ते घेऊन ये. नको तळून ना अजून.
एवढी नको ना.
Sir, shall we start?
गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। मैं आप सभी का आज के इस सेशन में स्वागत करता हूं। मनोस्वास्थ्य संवर्धन गट ये 240वां गट है और ये प्रयास बौद्धिस्ट विकास संस्था के द्वारा आयोजित किया जाता है। आज की मार्गदर्शिका श्रद्धांजलि दासगुप्ता जी है। ही इज अ कंसल्टेंट साइकोलॉजिस्ट। इनका मैं परिचय आपको संक्षिप्त में करा के दूंगा। उसके पहले हम ग्रुप का जो प्रेयर है और उसके पहले जो ओमकार हम लोग लेते हैं उसे लेंगे। आज मैं हिंदी में आपको ये सब चीज़ें ले रहा हूँ क्योंकि श्रद्धांजलि जी कलकत्ता से है और वो इंग्लिश और हिंदी में बात कर पाएंगी, तो आज का सेशन भी हिंदी और इंग्लिश में होगा। तो अभी अभी हम लोग 3 ओमकार लेते हैं। आप मेरे साथ ओमकार ले सकते हैं। उसके बाद जो अपने ग्रुप की प्रेयर है वो प्रेयर लेंगे। उसके बाद फिर श्रद्धांजलि का एक संक्षिप्त में परिचय करा के दूंगा। फिर बाद में आज का जो सब्जेक्ट है पर्सनालिटी डिसऑर्डर, उसके ऊपर आज श्रद्धांजलि मैडम हम सबको मार्गदर्शन करेगी। तो हम जहाँ पे बैठे हैं वहीं पे अपनी आंखें आप बंद कीजिए और आराम से बैठ जाइए और हम 3 ओमकार साथ में लेते हैं। ओम। 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 अभी अपने जो ग्रुप की प्रेयर है उसे लेते हैं। मैं प्रेयर कहूँगा, आप मेरे पीछे बोल सकते हैं या फिर सुन सकते हैं। ये मराठी में है। ये हे विश्वशक्तींनो, मी आपणास मनापासून वंदन करतो। आपण मला आणखी एक सुंदर दिवस जगायला अनुभवायला दिल्याबद्दल आपले आभार मानतो। कालचा दिवस खूप सुंदर होता। आजचा दिवस सुद्धा मी खूप छान घालविणार आहे। हे शक्तींनो, या क्षणाच्या आधी माझ्याकडून कळत नकळत कुणीही दुखावले गेले असतील तर त्याबद्दल मी त्या सर्वांची आणि तुमची क्षमा मागतो आणि या क्षणापासून पुढे कुणीही माझ्याकडून दुखावले जाणार नाही याची काळजी घेईन। तसेच मी स्वतःच्या व इतरांच्या झालेल्या चुकांसाठी अगदी मनापासून तुमच्या साक्षीने माफ करतो। हे शक्तींनो, माझ्या हातून मानवतेच्या कल्याणासाठी आणि निसर्ग संवर्धनासाठी भरीव कार्य घडू दे। माझी प्रार्थना आपण स्वीकार करावी व माझ्या मनोस्वास्थ्य संवर्धन कार्यात बळ द्यावे। वंदे विश्वशक्तींनो। अभी मैं आपको आज की जो मार्गदर्शिका है, रिसोर्स पर्सन है श्रद्धांजलि दासगुप्ता, इनका एक संक्षिप्त में परिचय करा के दूंगा. She is a consultant psychologist. She is a founder of Amra Suchi. Sunchi. It's a Amra Sunchi.
Yes, sir. That means in
Okay.
Bengali it's called Amra Shunchi. In English, the
Please
meaning is
explain us afterwards what is the meaning of it.
it means we are listening. Like being a psychologist, we have to listen to what the client says empathically. So Amra Shunchi is a Bengali word, and which literally means that we are listening.
Okay, okay. She is a director of Wandering Mind, queer and trans activist. She is also queer and trans activist. She is a mental health advocate, a disability activist, men's right activist, women right activist, life coach and speaker, infertility counselor, queer affirmative psychologist, astrology practitioner, color psychologist, and voice psychologist. This is our brief introduction. I welcome to you and hand over this group to you. I request you to guide us on the personality disorder. Over to
Sure,
you.
sir. Sure. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me the opportunity to be the speaker. So I'll start. I can see there are almost 20 to 21 participants. So anyone, what do you all mean by personality? Personality का मतलब क्या होता है? Anything, whatever you all feel.
The character of the person.
Okay. True. Any
How
other
the
answer?
person behaves.
Very true. Any other?
The thought process of the person, which leads him to the personality traits
Yes.
he develops into.
Yes. So I'll be sharing my screen. So if there is any issue, you just let me know. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, okay. So today I'm going to talk about personality disorders. This is one of the most common clinical issues which clinical psychologists, rehabilitation psychologists, in fact, all the mental health practitioners do encounter with. So now let me tell what we are going to cover today in this topic. First, we will know what is personality, means the basic definition of personality. Then what is the difference between personality trait and disorder? There is a fine line between personality trait and disorder. Next, what are the types of personality disorder? Then what are the causes behind PDs and what are the symptoms of PDs we are going to check out today in this webinar. So now let me talk about what is personality disorder. We all know personality means how we behave in certain situations. So it is the way we interact with other, we interact with the individuals, and we interact with the environment. So we all know that personality is derived from a Latin word. Do you all know what is the Latin word of personality? Okay, I'll tell. The personality was derived from a Latin word which means persona. Previously, when there was show or drama show, we all have seen that individual used to wear a marks. So that marks, because they are going to shift from their own character to the real one. So that is what we call real character and real character. So this is the original meaning of personality. What we are inside our home, we are not inside. We are not that in our professional life. Something we change. Either we change our vocal tone, either we change our way of talking to seniors, talking to juniors, talking with literally with the staffs, and so on. So personality are a group of mental illness. This means when we say that that person or that individual is having some sort of PD issues, that means they are being diagnosed by mental illness. So this mental illness, when they are being diagnosed with, they cause certain serious problem and relationship issues in their professional life as well as in their personal life. And it's the thing they are encountered in daily to daily life. That means for minimum for diagnosing PD disorder, anything for the 10 classification as per ICD or per DSM, it's 6 months or above. Then let me tell you what is personality disorder and what is the difference between personality traits. For example, if someone says that, let me give you an example that Sradhanjali, you are a very good girl. That is my personality trait. When my personality trait is like I'm not being able to talk with others, I'm not being able to communicate with others, I am having some issues with my friends, issues with my mom, dad, that is what personality disorder means. Something has been disrupted in my personality trait. Trait is completely the whole or completely the preference of the company you are being with, while personality disorder is the stigma. I won't say the stigma, but it is the disruption of your personality. Till now, do anyone have any question? The difference between personality trait and disorder and the definition?
Will you please repeat the definition once?
Okay, which definition you want? The personality one or the personality trait and personality disorder?
Unfortunately, the net lost, so I couldn't hear both the definitions.
Okay, I'll repeat. Okay, what does personality trait means? Personality trait, there are many ways to understand what are personality. For example, if someone says, I'm giving my example, if someone says that Sradhanjali is a very good girl, but for certain time period, if someone says that Sradhanjali not being able to mingle up with others, she is misbehaving with others, she is showing some or other magical beliefs or lagging interest in certain activities which she used to like to do, like reading books, dancing, anything, that means I am having some or other sort of personality disorder. There are so many personality disorder. I'll initially come. So trait means what you are right now. When you are hearing this, that is your trait. But if you are not being able to concentrate, if you are thinking about something or the other, you are not paying attention to your class, you are not stable, you are dependent on someone, you are not trusting anyone, that is called personality disorder. Disorder means you are not in a proper order. Am I being able to clear? Did you get my?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I just want to request to all the participants, please be interactive because I'm not being able to see because I'm sharing my screen. So I would love to hear any feedback, any problem you all are facing. Just say me, I'll stop and I'll explain it once again. Then I'll be coming. This is one of the, now I'll be mostly moving on to the classification of all the personality disorder. So there are almost 10 personality disorder as per ICD or as per DSM. So this is a small portion of that. So I'll be elaborately discussing. Yeah, this is my most favorite. So clustered A. In clustered A, there are 3 personality disorder. In clustered B, there are 4. And in clustered C, there are again 3. So right now, I'll be talking about clustered A personality disorder. First is paranoid personality disorder. So mostly I won't go by this PPT. I'll be explaining with my own clinical eye or with my own experiences. What people do in this type of, when they're diagnosed with this type of personality disorder. They are mostly suspicious, like they won't trust anyone. They are very jealous of everyone. If someone is being a good friend of that person, that, for example, X and Y are good friend. Suppose X is having some personality disorder and Y is the best friend. So if Y starts talking with Z, X will be pretty jealous of that why he or she is being talking to that person. So they have fear of commitment, like they won't go for any commitment. They have fear of, no, in commitments there are certain things like relationship issues, having friendship. If they have friendship, they will be having certain type of problem in their relationship. They are very rigid. They won't listen. Firstly, let me tell you, this type of personality disorders in cluster A, they won't come to clinic or they won't come to any MHP because they think they are not being having any sort of disorder. It's the other person who are thinking this person is having some issue, but it's not like that. In paranoid personality disorder, they are very hypersensitive. You need to tackle, if by chance you are getting this type of client in your session, you have to be very, very, very sensitive with this type of personalities individual because they are hypersensitive. Then number 2 is schizoid personality disorder. What is schizoid personality disorder? Like, for example, if you get this type of client, mostly you will see they are very emotionally cold, which means they are shy. They won't open up. Like if I'm having certain issue, I or XYZ will be very vocal about their issue. That yeah, these are the issues I'm facing. But schizoid personality individual won't be that vocal, or won't 0% of vocalness will be there. Then they lack interest in everything. Whatever you say, चलो आज मूवी देखने चल रहे, नहीं जाना है. चलो आज आइसक्रीम खाते हैं, नहीं. It's not because they are having some financial problem, but they are emotionally cold. They lack interest. Next, there will be there is no desire for any relationship or any enjoyment. As I said, if you say that person, chalo aaj kuch khate or chalo I'll go there, tum bhi mere sath aao, they won't be encountering. And you can definitely see this type of people in your day-to-day life. But yes, there has to be a duration. Please don't think that, yeah, today you are facing, that means you are not enjoying your work. That means you have been diagnosed with schizoid personality problem. No, only max to max 6 months. So after 6 months also they are there. But the criteria for diagnosing PD disorder or any other disorder is 6 months or more than 6 months. Then they won't enjoy anything. Like agar you are if you all are talking about something that, yeah, I enjoyed this, they won't say, yeah, I enjoyed. They will be criticizing it. This schizoid and schizotypal person, the common thing between this is this both problem are like they will be criticizing you. They won't listen to you. Firstly, that they won't listen to you. Agar by chance they have listened, they will be criticizing you. Next is schizotypal personality disorder. This is the most common for PD disorder. This schizotypal personality disorder is one of the things that mostly female are encountered with. Like they will have some odd and magical belief. Like like certain people will say, if some kutta or billi, if they are going in front of your way and something or the other is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen, but they will be having, or they do have certain odd beliefs, because this cluster A is only described as odd beliefs because their thought process, their behavior will be in different scenarios. They will be having certain, all these clustered A will have, there are so many common things, similarity between clustered A, that is they will be having issue in their social relationship as well as in their personal relationship. They won't be able to maintain a harmonious relationship with anyone or everyone because of their certain thought patterns. Like paranoid will never trust anyone. Kuch bhi hota hai to it's because of that person. Blaming is always in their tongue. Like kuch bhi hota hai, I have encountered all these in my clinics, so I know this is the most common type. Then is clustered B. These are the most dramatic people you will see. And yes, maximum, like for histrionic, for narcissistic, you will be finding female. So this is one of the most dramatic individual with personality. Number 1 is antisocial. I hope by the name you all can understand that what does antisocial means. They won't follow any norms. Whatever rules and regulations are made, they won't follow anything. They don't have, like, if we do something which is beyond the rules and regulation, we will feel guilty. But this antisocial personality individuals don't even feel guilty. They will be doing certain things out of their impulse, like kuch bhi. They will fight with everyone, with seniors, with juniors. They won't maintain the decorum. Then there is a tendency to cause violation to to himself also, means that particular individual, and to harm others, because this type of personality disorder we have seen last year with the Shraddha Walker case. That was the highly top news of last year. So that Banda was the antisocial personality disorder. He was diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. Next come histrionic personality disorder. This is the most common thing when you people who all are counselors, who all are psychologists, will see that they have certain behavioral pattern of excessive emotional and attention seeking behavior. Like, it's mainly with women, because it have been found in research that histrionic personality disorder are mainly diagnosed in women. They will dress up in certain manner that you will definitely, they will be the center of the attraction. Like, they are so obsessed with their looks, with their gesture, with their dressing sense, everything. They will be showing some dramatization, like kuch bhi nahi hota, but they will be talking in certain way, like you will be attracted to that person. That is what histrionic personality disorder means. Next comes borderline personality disorder. In this borderline personality disorder, the main thing which psychiatrists will ask, that show me your hand. The sense of deliberate self-harm. That is what maximum borderline personality individuals are diagnosed with. They have unstable relationship, means they won't be able to keep a single relationship for months, for years. Something or other will be happening, and they are going to leave that relationship and move on. Their self-image is very low, self-confidence is very low. They have unstable emotions. At this point of time, they are going to talk with you very friendly. After certain point of time, they are going to talk with you in a very rude manner. You won't be understanding that what had happened. But yeah, this is the border line. They are in the border of the line. Then comes narcissistic personality disorder. In narcissistic personality disorder, this is one of the common scenario which male are encountered with, like they lack sense of apathy. Like, being a counselor, being a psychologist, we all have empathetic hearing skill. But for this narcissistic PD, they won't be listening to you. Rather, they are going to judge you. For everything, they are going to judge you. They are preoccupied with their own success and with their own powers. For example, in a group of people, if 4 or 5 people are talking about their success, that yeah, today I have completed this, today I have completed this, or today I have read this book, this NPD or this narcissistic personality disorder individuals will say, hold on, let me say, these are the things which I have completed. They will be preoccupied with their own thought process, with their own power, with their own success, and with their own beauty. They won't let other people to talk about their success. This is what cluster B type says. So till now, any doubt in cluster A and cluster B? I think, am I being audible?
Yes, ma'am.
You are
So
audible.
till now, anyone is having any doubt?
No, there are no doubt.
Okay. So right now I'll be moving on to the last cluster, that is cluster C. So sorry, there was a typing mistake in my PPT. So it's cluster B, but it is cluster C. So first is avoidant personality disorder. In this type of thing, people are going to avoid certain situation. People, not only certain, every situation, they won't interact with others. Like I and you people are interacting, or I and Rajasthan had interact, or Rajasthan has interact with you all. in this type of people, they won't interact with anyone and they are sociologically isolated. That means they won't be mingling up with certain people. The reasons are not known why, but they won't talk to any people. Next is OCD. OCPD, that is obsessive compulsive behavior, obsessive compulsive personality disorder. We all know what is OCD. From there is this OCPD have come. People with OCPD are preoccupied with their own, cleanliness as well as with their perfectionism. Like, abhi kuch, they did some work, they have washed their hand. Again, they are thinking, no, something or other dirt has been in their hand and they are again going to wash their hand. So they are going to repeat the work or repeat the works which they have done. So they are so much perfectionist that this perfectionist they can't control. Like they come up and say that, ma'am, I want to control, but my thought and my work are not allowing me to do. But something or other has been doing. Like for example, I have met one of my client long time back. She was having this OCD. She used to stay in one place and used to travel to another place. It used to usually take 2 to 3 hours to that place to travel. One fine day, she got up in the morning. She dressed up for her office and she went outside the room. Then she thought that, okay, I have locked my room. She checked for nearly 10 to 15 times. She took up a rickshaw. She went almost half a mile. Then she said, no, I did not lock my room. She again came back. Then she had, oh, chalo, I have locked. Again she went, again she come back. So this is what OCPD individuals encounter. It's not they are doing it necessarily, but their thoughts are not being able to fulfill their work or with their things like washing hand or washing the clothes or dusting. These are the thoughts which pops up. So they are very perfectionist, like in personal life or whether as well as in their personal life also. Next is dependent personality disorder. This is the common scenario mainly for dependent personality disorder in ICD or in DSM. The thing which has been highlighted is of the parenting. For example, the parents who are highly sensitive toward their child, they only do face this dependent personality because they are not being able to take up a decision whether they are in their childhood days, in adolescence period, or whether they are adult. Even I have encountered 2 or 3 clients with this. They are above 65 and they still now won't be able to take a single decision of their own. This is what they face problem because they are facing low self-esteem problem. They don't have that much of confidence. Then self-doubt is highly marked over there. They avoid personal responsibility. They think that if I take up the responsibility, I won't be able to satisfy that. But it is not like that. And they don't trust their own ability. Self-doubt is a biggest problem in this cluster C type of disabilities. Disorders. So is this cluster C being cleared to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll be going up to the signs and symptoms of PD. So what happens? I almost said what are the signs and symptoms for all the disorders. So I have mentioned it in the shortest form, like they have some odd behaviors like not trusting anyone, saying that if a cat has crossed the road, they won't be crossing that same road. They need to see a bamboo tree. That is all about personality symptoms. There are so many personality symptoms which I said in all the clustered A, B, and C. So nothing as usual. The symptoms are different from what I said and what is mentioned over here. It is only the shortest form I wrote, but almost all the things are same. Next comes the what causes personality disorder. Honestly, the research has still been going on, but we did not understand what is the most prominent reason of getting all these PDs. But yes, sometimes we say that it is the problem of the parenting, like the dependent personality disorder. Sometimes we say that childhood traumas are being related. That's why we are being diagnosed, or people are being diagnosed with personality issues like borderline personality issues. Sometimes we give problem to the environment, like people who are staying in connection with certain type of histrionic or narcissistic people, they do get something. But no, it's not like that, because this all personality disorder, whether attention seeking, whether narcissistic, whether histrionic, whether antisocial, are not known. But still, we can definitely say that antisocial personality disorder problems definitely pops up in childhood, but that problem are not being properly diagnosed or properly treated. That is the most reason antisocial PD individual are still there. But as of the other disorders or other clusters, still now no problem or no certain researchers have been done or have been proved that this is only the one cause of having. But yes, definitely we give certain, like for childhood days, for parenting, for adolescence behavior. If the child lives in a very blizzard or in a haphazard situation, then certain things come up. But yes, I also don't know what is the original cause of personality disorder. Not only I, no one knows, but researchers are still going on. So this is it. So right now, if anyone has any question, you can ask. Any suggestion you can give. Definitely, I'm welcome for everything.
Would you elaborate on OCD and OCPD?
OCD and OCPD, definitely. I would love to know that. OCD means obsessive compulsive behavior. The recurrence and the duration is not the same. For OCPD to be diagnosed as OCPD, it needs minimum or 6 months to be there. Like for OCD, I know one of my clients got cured from OCD, because OCD occurs every day, like every second or every minute. But OCPD is from the childhood. OCD is not from the childhood. Like for this case, the case which I talked about of the client who goes to the office, again come back from the mid of the station. This was a case of childhood, because when she was at the age of 12, she saw her mother. Her mother was very clean, and means everything has to be in a perfect place, in a perfect order. She encountered from there. But in other cases, when we talk about OCD, it's not like that. OCD is like, it can be curable, but OCPD is not a curable one. Not even a single personality disorder is a curable one. But yes, all the personality disorder is well managed. It's very well managed. Hope I was being able to answer your question.
Yes, ma'am. I understood. कहते हैं कि आदमी का स्वभाव है, ओसीपीडी आदमी का स्वभाव है. और वो मराठी में एक कहावत है कि जित्याची खोड मेल्याशिवाय जात नाही. यानी जो भी उसका पर्सनालिटी है वो जिंदगी भर चेंज नहीं होता है.
एकदम 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 बराबर.
इज दैट ट्रू?
यस, बराबर, एकदम ट्रू. Any other
But then
question? Yes, tell me.
That can be managed if not cured.
Yeah, definitely. OCD, whether it's of OCD, whether it's of any of the personality disorder, all are very well managed. Because one of my relative is having OCD. Again, his husband is only having histrionic, because they both are from queer community, but they are quite manageable. They are going for regular sessions, they are taking their medicines, so it's quite manageable.
Do one has to take medicines or even other medication or any other pricing will help in managing OCPD?
See, OCPD is mainly managing the thoughts process, and we have certain activities which we generally give and questionnaire. So by that questionnaire, we generally understand whether it's a mild, moderate, or severe one. Then if it is a severe one, then definitely medicines has to be prescribed by a psychiatrist. But if it is on the verge of mild and moderate, psychologists can definitely help with certain activities and with thought process. It's a long process, but yeah, it's manageable. As like schizophrenia is a manageable one, not a curable one. Same goes for PD, that is OCPD.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Any other question? Because it's very boring, I'm not being able to see a single participant. Please, would you all please switch on the cameras? Because I feel
Hi.
I'm talking. Yes, tell me.
Hi, Sradhanjali. Can I
Hello.
ask one question?
Definitely.
What is the difference between mental illness and personality disorder?
Mental illness and
Personality disorder.
okay, mental illness and personality disorder. Very good question. Personality disorder means it's a marked disorder. Personality may show hota hai. But mental illness, when it comes up, it can be either depression, it can be anxiety, it can be stress. But in personality disorder, people are marked with severe behavior and inner experiences that they differ significant from what is expected. For example, I'll talk. I hope Manisha ma'am has asked me the question, right?
Right, Manisha.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as it so chalo hum मान के चलते that I am having personality disorder as well as I'm having some mental illness for depression. So I will be attending the class, right? I will be attending the class. But chalo, if I'm having some personality disorder, whether any, I won't say any one personality, any, like it's a paranoid, it's schizoid, it's schizotypal, anything from any of the cluster, if I'm having, I will be pondering and asking certain several questions which is not relevant to the topic. I'll give an example of my daily case. I was having a client and he was a classical dancer from my area. He was having a problem of cutting his hand and making tattoo. Means his back was fully with tattoo. I asked him what is the reason for all so many tattoos in your back and in your hand. He said me, ma'am, whenever I broke up with one of or the other with my girlfriend, I make the tattoo. Then I was like, okay, so it's almost 50 up. He said, in my whole body, there are so many tattoos, ma'am, I even don't know. Then I asked, what is the reason why you are not being in a stable relationship? He said me, ma'am, I can't trust anyone. I said, why? He then went to his childhood days. He started saying me, ma'am, my father has betrayed my mother. He was in an extramarital affair. And that's the reason I don't trust girl and I like teaching all the girls. So this was directly related to the childhood days. So all the disorders, not only personality disorder, all the disorders are somewhere down the line is related to childhood days, trauma, psychodynamic. Those who are psychodynamic therapists, they will be getting all these questions very fast. So this is what.
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome. Can I ask all the participants to switch on the cameras? Because I'm feeling I'm talking to my screen only. I'm not being able to see anyone. Yes, ask. Whatever question you want to ask.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Very nice session.
Thank you, sir.
I would like to ask you to elaborate more on schizotype, like cluster A में schizotype and schizoid. How will you differentiate? That is one thing. And second, what will be the clinical picture of obsessive compulsive disorder personality and proper OCD mental disorder? OCD,
Okay.
obsessive compulsive.
OCD and OTPD, right?
Yes, OCD personality and OCD as a neurotic type. How will you differentiate? I mean, would you give any typical, I mean, norms or types, or I mean, your experience from your experience?
Yeah, definitely. I'll be giving you answer. First is the question, which was, what is the difference between schizoid and schizotypal, right?
Yes, I mean clinically, can you just elaborate it more?
Yeah, there is a only fine line between schizoid and schizotypal. The thing is that in schizotypal, they do have magical beliefs, like odd beliefs. Like the one which I said of Billy agar rasta kaat jaye, to I won't be going from that rasta. That is for schizotypal. And for schizoid, they don't like to interact with other. Whereas schizotypal people will be interacting with everyone. It's not that they won't be interacting. But schizoid personality do maintain a social distance from everyone, even from family members. I do have a client, I'll say, that was a client, his age was nearly 25. He was not interacting with his mother, with his father, none, because he was so shy that he has stopped going to family parties also. Whenever there are some family get-togethers or friends party, he used to keep his phone switch off, and maximum time his phones are switch off. That is the case of schizoid. But whereas schizotypal individuals who have diagnosed with schizotypal PD, they have certain thought process, like they will be talking bullshit, like chalo agar today I'll say, what did you had today in your lunch? That person will say something they had. After that, they will be saying, do you know, today I did not go in that way because last day I had encountered that there was an accident. So I felt that today also there will be the same process or the same accident in that place. So, like for example, I don't know what is the English of shalik in Bengali. That is a Bengali word, but there is a certain bird in Kolkata. I can say the name, that is shalik paki. Every like for this schizotypal, that they are mostly the female ones. They do come up and say, if I don't see two shalik paki, that means two that bird, their days are going to go horrible. Nothing happens because I do stay in Kolkata. Nothing happens, but it is only there the mind frame that something is going to happen. Then I say, what if you don't see that? They say me that I will not do any walk on that particular day. Another scenario is, I do have another female client. If she doesn't hear the noise or of sound of a train, she won't go out of the room. Even the room, a small room, she won't go out of the room. That is the odd beliefs that if I don't see this, my days are going to get bad, or I won't be physically or mentally fit. For schizotypal, but for schizoid personality disorder, that is not the case. For schizotypal, they will be interacting with 1,000 people, but schizoid personality individual won't interact even with one people also. That is the clear means discrimination between these two.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, who have raised your hand, you can answer. Means ask question.
Yes, ma'am. And about this thing about OCD personality and OCD mental disorder, you were going to differentiate.
Okay, I'll answer. See, OCD and OCPD, it's very clear that it is the personality disorder. In OCD, as I said, OCD is also not a curable one, but it's highly manageable. For example, if I ask the client that please do wash hand not 10 times a day, 5 times a day, the person with OCD will be washing 5 only 5 times a day. But with OCPD, they are not going to listen. They are not going to listen to you because of certain personality issues. Personality ka problem jo hota hai, it's a very clear distinguish, because this type of personality problem comes up in a very early childhood days. The thing which I said, OCD is also not curable, but it's quite manageable by the clinician or by the therapist or by any MHP. But OCD और OCPD का जो differentiate है, वो आप अगर बोलेंगे तो individual को वो नहीं सुनेंगे आपके बात. That is the problem. That is only the fine discussion, means the fine line between OCD and OCPD. And as for the diagnostic criteria goes, there are so many, like if I go by the ICD, I think there are 8 symptoms, I would request the other participants to go on mute, please. So if I go by the term, by the ICD, there are 8 classification or 8 symptoms, out of which 5, if 5 get matched up, you can diagnose, but this diagnosis can only be done by a clinical psychologist having a RCI registration number. Apart from that, we counseling psychologist, life coach, any other psychologist can't do this.
Right, ma'am. So you mean to say treatment, I mean OCPD is much more difficult to treat if they are not ready to, if it is difficult to convince them, right? So what can be the treatment line in OCPD and OCD?
See, generally for OCD, the treatment is CBT. We do have, actually, I also have certain questionnaire which I made it on my own, and I did a, like, we do have some activities also. Like for OCD, I know one of the activities which I'll say, people says that I can't stop washing my hand. That is the most common scenario people will come up and say. So I asked them to draw their hand in a piece of paper. I give the A4 size paper in my hospital. They do drawing of their hand, and I say, wash over there. Don't go in the tap and wash. Rather, wash it over there. And they does it. So OCD is quite being manageable by the therapist, by the clinician, by any of the mental health practitioner. But OCPD is quite difficult for them. For that thing, psychiatrist intervention is mandatory. Again comes the severity. If the OCD severity is also serious or on the mild, moderate, profound, severe, if it is mild and moderate, to chalo theek hai, we can handle. But if it is on the severe level, psychiatrist intervention is needed over there.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was very good.
Thank you. But I would request everyone, because I can only see only one camera on. Please, I would request everyone, because it's, I feel I need to interact with all. If I had done certain mistake, you can definitely tell me.
Network issue, and then if video is on, there is a problem in network.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam, Rorschach test, how much it is useful in case of OCPD?
Yes, sir. Rorschach test.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Hello.
Yeah. Tell me, is it Rorschach?
Rorschach test. How much it is useful in case of OCPD? Rorschach test.
See, as of this test, I have not done this Rorschach test. I generally, whenever I find that this is a case of clinical psychologist, I do refer to a clinical psychologist. But definitely, it is useful. I don't know any clinical psychologist is over here or not. But a counseling psychologist is not the concerned person, or even a rehabilitation psychologist. The only diagnosis we do, but the major diagnosis has to be done by a clinical psychologist with a RCI registration number. Not even any other therapist, or not even any other life coach or any counselors also. But yeah, it's of great usefulness, because during my internship days, one of my therapists has implemented on one of the client. It's very useful, because I learned it's very useful, sir.
Hello.
Yes, Anna ma'am.
Thank you.
Madam, among all the personality disorders, which is the most, you can say, harmful or not, not a good one?
See, ma'am, I won't be labeling any of the personality disorder as a harmful, because I'm associated with NGO, as I'm associated with a few of the correctional homes also, where I encountered so many antisocial personality disorder. Recently, I'm dealing with a case. The age of the boy is 25 or 26. He has committed, or he has done more than 500 reps, because he can't tolerate a female figure in his life. So he has done. So it's not, I won't say harmful or something of that sort, because it's very vague term. All the disorders are harmful and all the disorders are not harmful. It depends on the clinician as well as the rapport building of the client as well as the therapist. It's completely on the rapport building. But yes, if you talk about the Shraddha Walker case, that is a complete different scenario. But yes, as of that, it's completely, we are not supposed to label any personality disorder or any disorder as harmful because it's completely a myth. So yes, ma'am.
So, and madam, with treatment or over a period of time, do these personality disorders completely get eliminated from an individual, or they persist?
No, as I said, ma'am, they persist, but as a ratio goes lower. For example, this the case which I'm dealing right now of the boy 24 or 25, he has committed or he did 500 plus rape cases, but he is under the supervision of me as well, as well as one of the most renowned criminal psychologists in Kolkata. But we can't assure that it has been kept perfectly or 100% eliminated, because as soon as he goes out of the correctional home, he can, because trigger can come up. Any
Correct.
personality disorder or any disorder, the trigger factor may come up. So that is not the thing that we can say the personalities are all the curable. But yes, it is highly manageable with certain activity and upon the rapport building. Like the first major thing which I say to all my students or all my seniors are the rapport building. Try to build the rapport. Definitely people will, or definitely the individual having certain issue will be talking to you or will be calling you and say that this is the problem still now I'm facing, but I don't want to say anyone. So first the rapport building is there, needed.
You mean to say that with talking and closeness, the personality can can become better? Any studies have shown like that, like coming closer or opening up the feelings, expressing?
Yes, I don't know about any studies, but if I go upon my clinical experience or my experience, definitely not only with the PDs, I'm telling, but with everything, whether it's anxiety disorder, whether it's bipolar disorder, any disorder, all the things can be manageable. The client will open up to the fullest if the rapport building with the therapist is very good. Like I can say you, like in the year 2018, that was my highest case. I has encountered with one of the rapists, the renowned rapist. After 14th session, he said me, he not only to me, to the jailer, he said, I want to talk to Sradhanjali because I feel so comfortable by talking to her. That is the thing. That is the thing. Our main motto is to cure as well, to understand, to make that individual understand that, yeah, you are having issue, but it is not that can't be cured or can't be managed. So we need to talk in that manner, ma'am.
Okay. And lastly, madam, just just briefly, can you tell me a little about antisocial personality disorder? Like, you have told me, but a little bit more explanation on that. Like, what is a behavior, and like what sort of behaviors they exhibit, and is there variations in their personality, like high, low?
Okay, no. The last question answer is there is no variation in their personality. Firstly, antisocial behavior, we or the parents can understand from childhood, like the conduct disorder, the ODD ones, the oppositional defiant disorder, they only do turn up to antisocial personality disorder. For example, if a boy age 12 years, he has come. Malini ma'am, you are saying something?
No.
Okay. So, for example, if a 12 years old boy have stolen anything from anyone, it can be teacher, it can be friend, anyone, a huge thing. It can be necklace, diamond necklace. So, if that behavior is not treated, if the parents say, ये तो बच्चा है, अगर बड़ा होने से सुधर जाएगा. That is the most common thing which I encountered when I was a school psychologist. But honestly believe there has been research proof that CD, that is conduct disorder, as well as ODD, that is oppositional defiant disorder. Parents, I won't say parents, the individual only turn up to be the antisocial personality disorder because they are not being treated. Whenever they do anything, their parents pop up and say, ye to bacha hai, ye to bacha hai. Whether they are 25, they are bachas. Whether they are 35, they are bachas. So
Right.
this bacha hai, they will be hearing. But the main behavior you all for antisocial people can see from childhood, means from the
Okay.
age of 10 also only it can persist. Because when I was in my school as a school counselor, I had encountered so many students who used to beat the seniors, who used to eat the tiffins, who used to throw the things at the face of the parents. They only will be turning. I won't say that, yeah, they will be turning 100%. But yes, if they are being taken or if their problems are being taken or into consideration, this problem won't exist.
Yeah.
So antisocial
Right.
is very common. Every day you will be seeing certain things. The rapist, their antisocial behavior, if you talk, because as I said, I'm still associated with the correctional home. Whenever I do talk, I won't say encounter. Whenever I talk to them, they say, ma'am, I did this in my school days also. Means when I was in class 4, class 5, class 6. But why right now I'm being taken into this correctional home? That is the clear perspective that, yeah, they do certain things in their schools, but right now they are doing because of the age. We
Yeah.
really need to focus on the age, on the behavior, and we need to figure it out.
Right. Okay, madam. Thank you so much. It was a very enlightening session, and you got a lot of things.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, ma'am, I had one question.
Yeah, Malini
Like
ma'am,
what-
you are waiting. Kriti ma'am, just a second. Malini ma'am was waiting for a long time. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you are mute. You are on mute. Mute. Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you, ma'am.
Audible?
Yes, you are perfectly audible. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Ma'am, how to deal with the narcissistic personality? As that there is no openness, they are not ready for the treatment. So how to deal with them?
See, the first thing is that you need to build a rapport. First thing, the rapport building to chhodi do, they are not going to come up to you. They are not going to come up to you. This is the most, I won't say the most common, because people generally do come up. If by chance they are coming up, they will be keeping on blaming the other family members. So treatment is very clear that CBT, you need to do a lot of CBT. REBT, you need to rationally figure it out that these are the things. And if you can do certain activities of age appropriate activities, they do respond. Because I won't say during my internship days, I had made all the, means I had encountered all the disorders. Luckily, I was under one of the renowned therapist, Paramita Mitra Bhomik. So she dealt with the narcissistic as well as histrionic, because histrionic, like, you won't be able to make them understand that, yeah, you are having certain issues, the show of things. They are going to, like, for example, in a shad, like in the family shad, that wife or the woman had wore certain dress sari that was not the appropriate way of wearing sari in that shraddha. So after that, when we talked, when we met them, realized that this is not the way. We had shown her so many videos that what is the appropriate way. For them, lifestyle modification is also needed. So if they come up, to okay, they are coming up, you can do the treatment. But yes, if they are not coming up, it's pretty difficult. But if they come up, CBT is very good. After that, you can deal with REBT.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. Yes,
In
Kriti ma'am.
the relatives
Yeah.
are the victim.
Yes.
Ma'am, is it? I would like to mention. Okay, go ahead, Kirti, ma'am.
Yeah, so my question was like for all the personality disorders, which is the one common therapy, which can be applied or, Any specific tool which can be applied for the personality?
CBT can be applied for all. For borderline personality disorder, DBT is perfect, like dialectical behavior therapy. CBT is perfect. Then comes REBT. But CBT goes for all disorders. And
So
certain
what would be
things
the duration?
See, duration
Yeah.
depends on the severity, number one. And the like today was the initial session. For example, if you had a client, you know that today is the first session, you saw that this is the case of borderline. So as per your experience, as per the need of the client, the session, it can be 10 session, it can be more than 10 session, it can be only 5 session. Depends on whether the client is willing to take up the therapy, because there are certain clients who says that no ma'am, I'm not comfortable with this therapy. You need to change the modality. Then this therapy. You need to have a good rapport. That is the complete thing. If you are having a rapport, client itself will be saying that, yeah, I am getting a satisfaction from this therapy. I would like to go for this therapy more. But generally for all the periods, apart from certain things, it's only 20 to 25 session you can take up and deal with that.
Okay. So are there chances, I mean, if there is a personality disorder and then by the therapy we'll be just breaking down the ratio, the percentage of the disorder or the distortions, what we say. So it might happen like after the sessions are done, again the person might, have issues dealing again with the distortions. So how
Yes.
do we go further with it?
See, then we need to change the therapy mode. If you are doing CBT, then you need to do psychodynamic. Firstly, we need to understand what is the psychodynamic processes going inside the mind. After that, we can do you can jumble up all the therapies. Even you can do art therapy. You can do dance therapy. If you are aware of dance movement therapy, you can even do dance movement therapy. Mindfulness is also a good technique. Empty chair technique can also go. So you can elaborate in your own way. It's not that the trigger had happened. See, all the disorders, the trigger will be happening. Today I'm fine. The next day, if you see me, this was our trainer, but she is being diagnosed with certain because the trigger came up. So triggering factor is the important. You need to understand what is triggering that client. Accordingly, you can tell the family members that this is the triggering factor. Avoid that triggering factor. If there is no chances, then you can go on. Like schizophrenic patients, you have to go on with the therapist. Nothing can be done then.
Okay, so without the medicines and continuous sessions with them can help.
See, medicines are to be dealt with. Medicines are there because if it is mild, therapists can do. If it is moderate, still therapists can do. But if it is severe, therapists won't be able to do because certain neurotransmitter needs to be taken in control. So there the intervention of a psychiatrist need to be taken or neuropsychiatrist need to be taken off.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Any other questions?
Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, I would like to ask, do you believe that, I mean, somewhere I've read that specific geographical area like cities are filled with a specific type of personality disorder mainly. Is it what you also believe or have you observed that way? And are there any genetic components which has been noted or learned behavior in personality disorder traits?
Okay, so the thing which you said about different location, I don't believe. Number one, but the thing is that genetic predisposition of every disorder are to be kept in mind. So yes, but genetically somewhere down the line you can go. Like for antisocial, there has means I won't say there had to be, but the chances for 5 to 10% can be of genetic. Then for borderline, a genetic one, bipolar, a genetic one. But for histrionic, narcissistic, schizotypal, no genetic. It can be situational, it can be a triggering factor. But the general location which you said, I have went to that research paper. But I did not find that there has been certain evidences which have proved in that way. But yes, somewhere I can agree with that paper, like 2%, because when I was in my rural areas, I went for with an NGO. I found that so many students, means 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, they are means they are onto drugs. Not only in one village, I have encountered villages like Shanti Niketan, Bolpur. So in that villages, if you go, yeah, it's definitely there, but only 2%. Means if you want my answer, it's only 2%. But apart from that, there has not been any legal proof or any support for that answers that yeah, location do causes personality. But yes, definitely childhood traumas can do. Like if a girl have been raped, I won't say only girl, boys also. If anyone have been raped, personality disruption can come up. Anything, like anything, childhood experience, like bad situation, like anyone who have read the case of Charles Shoboraj will know the case, because he was encountered with criminal thing, like he was an antisocial, and I was pretty lucky that I had got a chance to talk to him only once in my life. But yeah, if anyone have gone through the life history of Charles Shoboraj, he can do. But no, I don't understand that the location can affect this personality. But definitely childhood traumas can do. I don't know who have asked me the question, because everyone's cameras is off. So
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
okay, welcome. Any other question? Any other suggestion? Anyone who is practicing in this field, because I think the session is going both. So anyone who is a practicing psychologist over here, or a child psychologist, anyone?
And I work as a child psychologist.
Okay, Kriti ma'am, you work as a child psychologist. Okay, your opinion on this, ma'am? Like, was
I
the
think it
session?
was, yeah, it was like, I think more info would sink in for the personality disorder, as, links back to the childhood disorders, childhood behavior. And that is, I think, that is what we can see the sink in between both the, that we can definitely have to go back to, the roots, and get the holistic development into the person for the personality disorders. And I can, what I can say is, like, we definitely, don't see, we try to ignore the symptoms, which is actually there in the childhood. And as you said rightly, we try to say that 25 bacha hai, ho gaya, 35 bacha hai, but no, but when they are actually bacha, we'll have to look after.
Yes.
That is where we can start with the corrections. Otherwise, it is, it takes a lot of time to, get back them to the sanity. That would I say.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. But right now, I would request everyone to switch on their cameras, so that I can take a photo. Rajesh sir, you can ask all the participants to switch on their cameras.
सगळ्यांनी आपापले कॅमेरे चालू करा, म्हणजे त्यांना एक फोटो घेता येईल.
Okay, Megha ma'am is also working as a clinical and child psychologist. Wow. Okay, so Megha ma'am, your input on this?
Sradhanjali, what is your experience actually? I am facing nowadays the borderline case of increasing, borderline PD. Currently, I have 2-3 cases which is going on. I'm treating them borderline. They have an issue with the relationship. So, do you experience the same? Or do you have...
So your voice is cracking in between, not audible, sir.
Okay. So currently, I am having a 2-3 cases of borderline personality disorder.
Okay.
So it's looking like that the borderline PD cases are increasing. I mean, they are coming for the help. So is it your same experience that borderline PDs are increasing nowadays?
Yes, definitely. Yes, because as I'm attached with one of the school, English medium school in Kolkata, not only 1, 3 school, I am pretty finding the borderline cases between the teenage and the adolescence periods are increasing. I won't say that it's increasing in all the states, but in West Bengal or in Kolkata, in my city, I do find, yeah, it is increasing. It's pretty difficult for me also to handle, because in that school, I am only the school psychologist. I said to hire one of the other school psychologists, but they are not ready as of now. But yeah, sir, as you said, the bipolar borderline is increasing because of the emotional instability of their fluctuation in mind, of hormonal imbalances, that is increasing, sir.
So, anybody is having questions? Otherwise, we can stop here.
Yes, I think
Megha
Megha
ma'am, do
ma'am
you
is
have any
having.
contribution? Do you want to say something, Megha ma'am?
Yes, I think conduct disorder are also increasing between
Yes.
childhood. Yes.
Yes, definitely. Yes, ma'am. Conduct disorder, then ODD is also increasing.
Yes.
Because yes, tell me.
Thank you, madam. Very informative information you have given. It's very nice.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So can I ask all the participants so that I can click a picture?
So all are requested to please keep on their cameras. Thank you, Maria, Deva, Naresh, Vijay, Adinath, Mohini, Nagnath. Please put on your cameras.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you so much.
We can have a more one session on another disorder or
Definitely. I would like to interact with so many professionals across India and pan abroad also. I would love to do that.
Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.